Hey guys, what's up? Been a minute. I said I was gonna be consistent with these, and I wasn't. Feel weird about that. Feel super weird about that. But I am putting this off for a few days. I've been sick at home with COVID. And I had a lot of time to really sit and do things, and I didn't do a lot of it. And I'm bothered by that. I'm bothered by I did something really, what I would say poor or immoral on the weekend. I took the first few days to process it confidently, but when the guilt started setting in and the conviction, whether religious or just conscious about my morals and my principles, I just used it as a tool to become even more hedonistic and do a lot of really bad things. So I put off all productive things like doing things I cared for, like the podcast and cleaning my room and now I feel like a slob and gross and it's a lot. But anyways, the reason I'm doing this right now is because I wanted to accurately speak out of my frustration, the frustration I'm speaking out of. I've made a lot of these podcasts, voice talkings, whatever you want to call them, out of talking about my issue with dating and relationships and talking and a lot of that stuff. But right now, I just had a moment, like just a second ago, I was sitting on my phone, and I hate scrolling through any form of social media now because I feel like for some reason, I had to curate it in some way. I know algorithms are targeted towards individuals. It's like I've curated this in some way, and it's a sad thing that I've curated, where it's like on Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat, like my Snapchat Discover page or my Instagram Explore page or my TikTok For You page, always has things that are like I guess the average person, I don't know what the average person feels, I guess, anymore in this world or like what that means, it looks like. But I would say, like, are women dressing scandalous or like over sexualized media, I guess. And it may not be. I might just feel that way because that's the way I perceive it out of me being so, one, unable to connect with it, and then two, out of me having like I guess more traditionalist values with me being religious. But anyways, outside of all that, I just had this urge and this feeling of frustration and actual anger, and it's actually starting to fade as I'm talking about all this right now. And I'm gonna analyze that the fading of it in a sec. But I was just angry and bothered for a sec about the idea. I was like, I want something so instant. My buddy told me this. He's like, you want things to happen too fast for you, Shane, when it comes to like love and people to like you and care for you. Um, and it feels so weird for me because I'm like, I know I'm not ready for that. Like, I don't love myself enough to have those types of engagement with people. I don't know if I could accurately and properly love a person right now. My mom was like, it's funny you question if you're ready. It feels like if that's something you want, you should just like, go for it and then work on yourself throughout it. And I don't think that's bad or impossible. Um, I just don't want to be so narcissistic and so constantly in my own head about everything while I'm dating. Not to qualify or explain a bit, but anyways, all that aside, like I know I'm not ready for it, but I want it so bad, and I want things to happen so fast, and I just am so frustrated and bothered. Why doesn't anyone want me? Or why does it feel like no one wants me? Why does it feel like that? And why do I have this desire to feel like I want to be head over heels for someone, but I feel like I just can't get that? Like I've met girls that liked me or found me attractive, but at the same time, it's like there's never been like some sense of like urgency to indulge on it, and that's me wanting things too fast. Like I want someone to be head over heels for me, the same way that I feel like I fall so easily and become head over heels for other people. But it's like like it's so frustrating. It's like why doesn't that happen to me? Am I just not physically attractive enough? If I'm not appealing, like I don't like I it's annoying and it's bothersome and I feel so behind. I feel so I see all of a lot of my who I think consider to be well developed guy friends not even concerned with this aspect, just so confident in themselves they're like it's whatever, a girl will come or whatever. And I just want to get there. I wanted to one of my biggest inspirations for the longest time, or at least I used to say it. Maybe he really wasn't. I just like idolized this idea, or said that's the goal I want to get to, and then had no like actual want to get there. But like there's this pastor named Pastor Bob Beeman, and he seems so happy and loving in his walk with God. And he was like in his like I don't know, like 60s potentially. I can't remember how old he was. He was just old. He had all white hair, long white hair, older guy. But I'm assuming he had never been married. Probably was had sex before he became a Christian, or if he hadn't, he'd probably been a virgin most of his life. I'm sure he sinned and fall short of like things like that, but like was just single and loving God. And I was like, dude, I want that. But at the same time, it's like I really don't. I know that's where I would like to be, or what's best for me to be as. Like if it happens, cool. If it doesn't, whatever. But I'm just like Oh, dude, bro, so easy to say things, but so hard to feel things. And I know I'm like, ugh, I hate the way I feel about it a lot of times because I'm just like, why don't I have? I don't even know how to talk to girls these days anymore. I feel like I don't know where I'd meet a girl anymore. I genuinely don't. I thought I would at church, but the church I'm going to, majority of people are already married young couples, so I don't think I'll meet a girl there at church. Um, I you know, don't think I'm gonna meet the girl that I like. I might meet her out, at a bar or something like that. Rarely, unlikely, right? That would match up with my morals and views. Maybe, like on a Saturday night, a friend goes out and we're not going out super, super late. We just go out to a bar and have like a bar and grill and get a meal, and I see a pretty girl and I talk to her. Like maybe there, but even then I feel so awkward approaching women because I'm like, oh my gosh, people are just out being women. I don't. I try not to view women as a sense of like a potential suitor. A woman is just a person who's going about their day. They don't want to go out and be bothered by people, right? Right? They don't. So it's like I'm not gonna go out and try and bother you. I'm not gonna walk up and be like, "Hey, I'm so sorry to disturb you, but I just thought you're really pretty. Is there any way I could get your number?" Like I think that's respectable and stuff like that. But I'm just not trying to bother people. So it's like, where do I meet them? If online dating sucks because it's like, I can't just be myself and I can't just start a conversation with, "Hey, how are you?" I have to put on a whole pickup line or phrasing that I have to get that stands out from the rest of the guys who are just trying to be normal and have a normal conversation. Hey, how are you? And then at the same time, I can't talk to a girl in public because I don't want to bother nobody who's just going about their day, living their life. Then what do I do? What do I do? Like I don't know. I don't. And like I don't know at this point. Like I said, I want something too fast because I'm no longer questioning my ability. I think to get a girl or to get a girl to look at me and be like, oh, he's cute or he's got a nice personality and stuff like that. I think I can get a girl to do that. I think initiating it is hard. I think I do still desire this head over heels factor that I feel I get when I talk to women. I feel like when I've fallen for girls in the past, I'm thinking about exes of mine. I'm thinking about girls that I've been friends with that I just had really strong feelings for. It took me so long to get over some of them, and I was so head over heels and just broken, like in some cringe, a hopeless romantic way. And I thought girls liked that, not like some cringy simp way. I don't want to be like, what's that weird dude on that show, The Secret Life of an American Teenager? Not the weird dude that like is like, I'll marry you and we can have a pizza company or whatever his dad runs together. That's pretty cringe. Um, but uh, but yeah, like just in a way of like, I don't know. And I say this all the time when I think of like cringy red pill conversations, and then like anti, like super anti like male or like men like type extreme people is like people are just talking past each other instead of talking together. But I feel like I'm just assuming everybody's. I'm so chronically online that I feel like everybody's already in those dogmas that I don't even know who to talk to. So I feel like if I talk to you, you're gonna regurgitate the same three rhetorics I've heard the last 4 years of my life. I don't know what to do. I don't. And so I don't even know why I'm saying this. I feel like I was just frustrated and want to get my thoughts out. I think humbly at the end of the day, the place or the thing that I, if I did concise these thoughts in the three key points I could try to, is one, I know I'm not ready because I need to love myself better, and then two, I need to stop expecting things too fast. Two, um, is uh, two is a sense of curiosity, and curious frustration, which will culminate in the last one. But accumulate, I may have made that word up, but uh, yeah, curiosity and frustration. Curiosity of where all this is happening at, or where people are meeting people at, and all that stuff nowadays, which ultimately leads to the last point, which I think is honestly the same point, but it's just to make it three. Confused. I'm just confused. Confused with myself. I'm confused with everyone out there. I just don't know. I don't know. And it hurts my brain. And I think I've talked to people vaguely and stuff like that, but I've never fully gotten my frustration out about it. I just needed to because I'm so angry about it. I think. Um, I don't think I'm honest a lot of times with how angry I am about it. And I think sometimes I'm scared of showing that I'm angry about it because I don't want to come off like some privileged, jerk who thinks he's deserving of some woman's affection. Like, oh, she owes it to me. I don't want to come off like that. But I'm angry because I'm sad. I think a lot of times, like and that's what I was saying earlier, was my anger can't last so long. Um, as I had started talking earlier, like I was feeling sad for myself or sad in general. Like my anger can't last long. I just get sad about it, and I'm just like I'm only angry or feel this angry because I've been sad for so long, and it just needs a different way, I guess, to feel or manifest or whatever. Was it just the fact that I'm just like, why, why am I unlovable? Why doesn't no one want me? And it's funny because all my friends like, Shane, you're a good guy. You're gonna meet someone great one day, and I'm like, yeah, I hope so. But then I think of my friend situations who have just like don't have to do much of anything. I guess I feel like they just be themselves, and then people flock to them like crazy. And then I'm like, well, I don't. I'm always constantly in a philosophical rut of who the frick is Shane. Like, I hate so much when I meet like an NTP and they feel so confident in knowing who they are as a person. It bothers the crap out of me because it's like I have no sense of that whatsoever. And I've talked about that in here before. You've all heard me say that stuff before. But it's like I don't even know how to begin to analyze that. If I'm not my attributes of what I like, if I'm not my personality, if I'm more than that, then I'm just like a cool human being. Cool, that's a really cool thing. But I have no idea who that human being is, or if none of those things are what make that human being that human being, then what does? And no one can answer that question. That's another thing I'm angry about is no one can answer that question. That's fine. So then it's just like, okay, so now I go my whole life not knowing who I am now, and then I sound like a narcissist who can't have a sense of self, and then I just go about my life having to live like that, and that's crazy. That's crazy. How do you know who you are? How? And none of you can answer that. And that's what's so crazy to me. That's not me trying to put that on you. If you could, please let me know. I just don't get it. And then like, so I can't be myself to get a girl because I don't know what that means. No one knows what that means. I'm assuming from everything I've talked about. Some people just do it, and if you ask them, they don't want to. They can't help because, ugh. It just yeah. I feel like at the end of the day, there's just so many things that I want to know that I'm just confused on. And I get there's no easy answers. I understand knowing yourself is a lifelong journey and whatnot. But I'm just like, dang, bro. Like, you know what I know? I know I'm angry. I know I'm sad. I know a lot of times I'm depressed. I know a lot of times I don't like what I see. I know I do a lot of things to cope. I know I find freedom in faith and music. At the same time, though, I also find escapism in those places. Maybe escapism isn't even the best word. Maybe avoidance is. I know that about me, and it's weird. I know all these things about me. I know what I like. I know what I like to do. I know what I feel. I know da 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 da. And at the same time, I feel like everyone would just tell me, or like a Young or somebody or like all my friends who are into Young and Myers Briggs and stuff with me and tell me none of that is what makes you you, and I'm like, okay, so then what does? So yeah, it just bothered. I hate even saying it like this because I'm taking pauses to think, and I think I'm responding as a performative character of melodramaticness. I think there was a sense of, I think it's, an intuitive person will catch it. I think there was a part of me there that was actually genuinely about to go off when I was angry a second ago, and I stopped myself. Thank God. Um, but yeah, I have better things to worry about than this. Put myself in another bad financial situation. My room's still a mess. I need to clean it. I haven't showered all day, and I really desperately need to take a shower. All of that is more urgent and a better narrative to help me create or be a better me. Um, and I'm not doing it. So instead, I'm sitting here talking about the things that are weighing on my mind, and I'm like, see, everything is a question now. Nothing is an answer. Now I'm just even more confused. I'm like, dang, was this even a good use of my time? Is worrying about those things a great use of my time? Should I even worry about those things? I feel them. They feel real to me. Do I worry about them? Like, I don't know. Like, dude, humanity has become, being a person or being a human, it just feels so complex now. And it doesn't have to be. There's somebody going through something way worse than I am, and I'm just sitting here with these dumb thoughts in my brain, solving them by the means of philosophy, religion, and psychology. And just like, you know what? I'm just mad at the world, and I'm mad at myself. Angry with all of it. I'm angry with everything, probably angry with everyone. And then I'm trying to be humble and take a step back and have context and appreciation for everyone and everything in that process. And I'm just like, it's all probably mainly because I'm just angry with myself and I don't know how to deal with it. I'm angry with myself, and it's like, I don't know how to reach out for help about it. Like, I want help, but then there are people who I think can help me, and then people who I think can't. I'm so stuck in my head. So stuck in my head, and I'm ready for the day that I get out of it. I'm ready for the day that I can just exist in a moment and not be stuck in it. I don't want to exist in a moment where I only live for that moment. I want to live and have a plan for the future, and live life in a godly way. But I just want to also be able to enjoy moments and not sit back and look at them like, oh, I was so pissed right then that I didn't do anything, or I was so sad right then that I didn't do anything, or I was so frozen, terrified right then I didn't do anything, and just so stuck in my head. That's a bumper way to end this. Thanks for listening, guys. Like and subscribe. I said I was gonna end these with a prayer, so give me 1 sec, because I actually have a prayer I can read to end this. Alright, I walked away from my thing, from my mic. I made a list of prayers that I was supposed to be saying. I had some for the day, for the morning, for the midday, and for the evening, and I haven't been saying them at all recently. Where's my prayers? Where's my prayers on my phone? Here we go. There's one in here, I think, towards the end. I heard it at church. Hold on. You got the prayer of belief or the prayer for those struggling with sin. We'll do the prayer for those struggling with sin. I think the prayer of belief is better, but the prayer of those struggling with sin is short and sweet and pretty nice. All right. Lord Jesus, grant that I may see you in the fulfillment of all my need, and may turn from every false satisfaction to feed on you, the true and living bread. Enable me to lay aside the sin that clings so closely and run with perseverance the race set before me, looking to you, the pioneer and perfecter of my faith. Amen. Thanks for listening, guys. God bless.